Hey there, welcome back and thanks for joining me. My supplies and equipment are listed down below and most of them have links to them so they're easy to find, so check that out. And if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified of when new ones come out, hit that notification bell. So these are the colors that I'm using. I've got those listed as I've used them, and I'm putting about 2 drops of the ink, 2 or 3 drops of the white, and a couple drops of the alcohol. So that's kind of the ratio I'm doing on this. And I'm liking that mixture. It does pretty well. And so just I'm putting them down here, trying to get a shape in, and I'm doing my biggest flower that's up front first. And then I'm going to do the other ones behind it. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm just trying to use this blow thing. I'm getting better at it, and not blowing quite as hard kind of gives me a better looking petal. The first petal did not like all those little finger things, so I do go back and correct that. So just, yeah, play with this. I haven't used a airbrush or the blow dryer yet. I've only used this, so I'm anxious to try out some other things and kind of compare how they do. But this right now has been pretty fun to work with. Some other Now here I'm putting in the orange flower, and this is the Valencia, the Ranger, or Tim Holtz, whichever you refer to them as. And I'm doing the same mixture with that one and blowing it out. Now, not using the alcohol with this gives it a little different look, but I like the fact that I can get it a little farther and blow it a little farther with the alcohol. So that just makes it extend more. Play with that, play around with it. It's a really cool thing. I've piddled with this for a while because I knew there was something cool with this mixture. I just couldn't get it right. And finally I figured it out, and I like this, and so I've really enjoyed doing paintings with this. Now here I'm not putting necessarily the dot because I'm wanting it a little wider of a flower there. So you can also manipulate it like that a little bit, but I'm wanting this to go a little wider to make it look like a flower is behind the blue one. A little. And then this is the Butterscotch. This color kind of surprises me. It's not been my favorite, but the last couple times I've used it, I'm really liking it. I really like it in this type of formula that I have the dark and light together. So it is slowly becoming one of my favorite colors. So don't discard a color quickly, because you may change your mind on it. I really loved it with this blue. I thought it was a perfect match for it. Now, moss is a new color. I haven't had it. I'm not really sure why I didn't get the packet of greens before, but I'm really, really liking this color. It's a great muted green, kind of a sagey green for these flowers, and it really blends in well, and the tone works out well with these flowers. So I'm enjoying it. I wish I had gotten it before, and but I didn't, so I'm playing now, and I'm really, really liking it, and I especially like it with this type of a mixture and blowing it out. It kind of mutes it down, but it still has a rich color to it. Now, with the marker, and I do spray it here in a minute, but go ahead and spray this with that Kmart varnish. The markers do a lot better. They start getting funny with marking over the ink. The ink kind of gets into it, and you have to get a scrap piece of paper and scratch it, rub it on there. So I go ahead and spray it, and then my marker work is a lot easier, and it shows up better. So here, I'm just kind of halfway doing my leaves. I'm kind of just doing one side, or I don't complete it all the way around, or something, just leave something undone about it. And that adds a lot of character and fun points. It gives your viewer something interesting to look at because you've not just completely told them what they're looking at. And so I do this throughout the flower. Most of the time I don't complete the petal, or I go outside the color or inside the color. I don't stay with the lines that are here now. So I've created a different set of lines with it. And this just creates some interest in it. It's with Now, drawing the petals, I'm not necessarily staying at all with the ink, the colors that are already down, the ink that's already down, the outline. I just start drawing the flower like I want. I don't kind of pay attention to the way the ink's going because the lines are going to dictate what you see, and you're going to assume the paint is doing what it's supposed to do also, and it's going to look good. So no matter how you draw these petals or how you face the flower, it's going to look fine. And so just have fun with it and kind of use your imagination where you think all the petals are going. With it. So I went out and sprayed it with the Kmart varnish and made sure it's dry. And I'm taking my Posca pen. I love putting black and white lines together. It really makes each other just pop. I mean, it just gives them brightness and really creates some depth there. You're assuming, I guess, there's light with the white ones. So try this little technique out. It is a lot of fun. I've gone through the center and kind of added some white to it and added the little dots, like the inside of some of the flowers have those things that stick up. And so that's what I'm doing on the inside of both these flowers. The orange one is completely behind the blue one, so we don't worry about it. On the Now with the Posca pen, I'm just somehow running it along all the black marks on there. And so sometimes they're squiggly, sometimes they're not close to it, and sometimes they're really close. Just a lot of different varieties, and I'm being haphazardly about it and just going through and just making sure that somehow all the black lines has a white line right beside it. And it really makes them stand out and makes the picture kind of fun. It makes it very happy. There we go, happy. So have fun with this little technique and play with it a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's really turned out well. So I hope this gave you some great ideas and some fun things to play with, and go out there and be creative, and most of all, have fun.